Baku is the capital and largest city of Azerbaijan, as well as the largest city on the Caspian Sea and of the Caucasus region. Baku is located 28 meters below sea level, which makes it the lowest-lying national capital in the world. Baku is also the largest city in the world located below sea level. It is located on the southern shore of the Absheron Peninsula, which projects into the Caspian Sea. The city consists of two principal parts, the downtown area and the old inner city. At the beginning of 2009, Baku's urban population was estimated at just over 2 million people. Officially, about 25% of all inhabitants of the country live in Baku's metropolitan area. Baku is divided into 11 administrative districts and 48 townships. Among these are the townships on islands in the Baku Bay and the town of oil rocks built on stilts in the Caspian Sea, 60 km away from Baku. The inner city of Baku along with the Shirvanshah Palace and Maiden Tower were inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2000. According to the Lonely Planet's ranking, Baku is also among the world's top 10 destinations for urban nightlife. The city is the scientific, cultural and industrial center of Azerbaijan. Many sizable Azerbaijani institutions have their headquarters there, including SOCAR, one of the world's top 100 companies and others. The Baku International Sea Trade Port, sheltered by the islands of the Baku archipelago to the east and the Absheron Peninsula to the north, is capable of handling 2 million tons of general and dry bulk cargoes per year. In recent years Baku has become an important venue for international events. It hosted the 57th Eurovision Song Contest in 2012 and will host the 2015 European Games. Etymology: the name Baku is widely believed to be derived from the Old Persian names of the city Ol Terahertz Umom Bardikube, meaning wind-pounded city, in which Bardi means wind, and cube is rooted in the verb umooou kubidon, to pound, thus referring to a place where wind is strong and pounding. Indeed, the city is renowned for its fierce winter snowstorms and harsh winds. This is also reflected in the city's nickname as the City of Winds. A less probable folk etymology explains the name as deriving from Baku, meaning God's town. Baga and Kai are the Old Persian words for God and town respectively. The name Baku may be compared with Baghdadi, in which Dadi is the Old Persian word for give. Arabic sources refer to the city as Baku, Bakuk, Baku'aya, and Baku'i, all of which seem to come from a Persian name. Various different politically motivated hypotheses have been also proposed to explain the etymology of the word Baku to suit a given political agenda. According to L.G. Lopatinsky and Ali Huseynzade, for example, Baku is derived from Turkic word for hill. Caucasian history specialist Kero Pachkanov also explains the name as hill, but in the Lak language. The Turkish Islamic Encyclopedia presents the origin of the word Baku as being derived from the words Bakıoy, which mean the main city in Turkic. Another theory suggests that the name Baku is derived from the ancient Caucasian Albanian city which was called Baguan. History. Antiquity. Around 100,000 years ago, the territory of modern Baku and Absheron was savanna with rich flora and fauna. Traces of human settlement go back to this Stone Age. From the Bronze Age there have been rock carvings discovered near Bile, and a bronze figure of a small fish discovered in the territory of the Old City. This have led some to suggest the existence of a Bronze Age settlement within the city's territory. Near Nadaran, in a place called Umidgaya, a prehistoric observatory was discovered, where on the rock the images of sun and various constellations are carved together with a primitive astronomic table. Further archaeological excavations revealed various prehistoric settlements, native temples, statues and other artifacts within the territory of the modern city and around it. In the 1st century, Romans organized 2 Caucasian campaigns and reached Baku. Near the city, in Gobustan, Roman inscriptions dating from 84–96 AD were discovered. This is one of the earliest written evidences for Baku. Rise of the Shirvanshahs. During the 8th century Baku was the realm of the Shirvanshahs. The city frequently came under assault of the Khazars and the Rus. Shirvanshah Aksitan I built a navy in Baku and successfully repelled another Rus assault in 1170. After a devastating earthquake struck Shamakhi, the capital of Shirvanshah unregistered trademark S court moved to Baku in 1191. The Shirvan era greatly influenced Baku and the remainder of Azerbaijan. Between the 12th and 14th centuries, massive fortifications were undertaken in Baku and the surrounding towns. The Maiden Tower, the Ramana Tower, the Nardaran Fortress, the Shagan Castle, the Marda Khan Castle, the Round Castle and also the famous Sabail Castle on the island of the Bay of Baku was built during this period. The city walls of Baku were also rebuilt and strengthened. By early 16th century Baku's wealth and strategic position attracted the focus of its larger neighbors. The city was contested between the Safavid and Ottoman empires. The situation took a turn for the worse when in 1501, Safavid Shah Ismail I laid siege to Baku and captured it. The House of Shirvan, who ruled Baku since the 9th century, was extinguished. Khanate of Baku, the downfall of the Shirvans house placed Baku in the middle of the Safavid-Ottoman conflict. The city exchanged hands multiple times, until the overthrow of the Safavid dynasty in 1722. This gave rise to the various Azerbaijani Khanates. After the death of Nader Shah in 1747, the semi-independent Principality of Baku Khanate was formed. It was ruled by Mtsa Muhammad Khan but soon became a dependency of the much stronger Quba Khanate. During the time, the population of Baku was small, and the economy was ruined as a result of constant warfare. Russian conquest. Tsarist Russia began a policy with the intent to conquer the Caucasus. In the spring of 1796, by Yekaterina Euro unregistered trademark S order, General Valerian Zubova Euro unregistered trademark S troops started a large campaign in Transcaucasia. In the same year Zubov managed to capture Baku. General Pavel Dmitrievich Tskyanov was appointed Baku's commandant. Later, however, Pavel I ordered the cessation of the campaign and the withdrawal of Russian forces. Years later the new Tsar, Alexander I, began to show a special interest in capturing Baku. In 1803, Tskyanov reached an agreement with the Khan of Baku to a compromise, but the agreement was soon annulled. On February 8, 1806, upon the surrendering of Baku, the brother of Hasangulu Khan of Baku stabbed and killed Tskyanov at the gates of the city. In 1813, following the Russo-Persian War, Russia signed the Treaty of Gulistan with Persia, which provided for the cession of Baku and most of its territories in the North Caucasus and South Caucasus to Russia. Discovery of oil. The first oil well was mechanically drilled in the Bibi-Haybat suburb of Baku in 1846, though a number of hand-dug wells predate it. Large-scale oil exploration started in 1872, when Russian imperial authorities auctioned the parcels of oil-rich land around Baku to private investors. Within a short period of time Swiss, British, French, Belgian, German, Swedish and American investors appeared in Baku. Among them were the firms of the Nobel brothers together with the family von Bar paragraph RTZELL suching the Rothschild family. An industrial oil belt, better known as Black City, was established near Baku. Professor A. V. Williams Jackson of Columbia University wrote in his work From Constantinople to the Home of Omar Khayyam. Baku is a city founded upon oil, for to its inexhaustible founts of naphtha it owes its very existence, its maintenance, its prosperity. At present Baku can produces 1/5 of the oil that is used in the world, and the immense output in crude petroleum from this single city far surpasses that in any other district where oil is found. Verily, the words of the scriptures find illustration here, the rock poured me out rivers of oil. Oil is in the air one breathes, in one's nostrils, in one's eyes, in the water of the morning bath, in one's starched linen everywhere. This is the impression one carries away from Baku, and it is certainly true in the environs. By the beginning of the 20th century almost half of world production was being extracted in Baku. The oil boom contributed to the massive growth of Baku. Between 1856 and 1910 Baku's population grew at a faster rate than that of London, Paris or New York. World War I. In 1917, after the October Revolution and amidst the turmoil of World War I and the breakup of the Russian Empire, Baku came under the control of the Baku Commune, which was led by veteran Bolshevik Stepan Shamian. Seeking to capitalize on the existing interethnic conflicts, by spring 1918, Bolsheviks inspired and condoned civil warfare in and around Baku. During the infamous March days, Bolsheviks and Dashnaks seeking to establish control over the Baku streets, were faced with armed Azerbaijani groups. The Azerbaijanis suffered a crashing defeat by the united forces of the Baku Soviet and were massacred by Dashnok teams. An estimated 12,000 Azerbaijanis were killed in their own capital. After the massacre, on May 28, 1918, the Azerbaijani faction of the Transcaucasian Shim proclaimed the independence of the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic in Ganja, thereby becoming the first Muslim-majority democratic and secular republic. Shortly after, Azerbaijani forces, with support of the Ottoman Army of Islam led by Nurup Pasha, started their advance into Baku, eventually capturing the city from the loose coalition of Bolsheviks, Azars, Dashnaks, Mensheviks and British forces under the command of General Lionel Dunsterville on September 15, 1918. Baku became the capital of the ADR. Soviet conquest. The independence of the Azerbaijani Republic was a significant but a short-lived chapter. On April 28, 1920, the 11th Red Army invaded Baku and reinstalled the Bolsheviks, making Baku the capital of the Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic. The city underwent many major changes. As a result, Baku played a great role in many branches of the Soviet life. Since about 1921, the city was headed by the Baku City Executive Committee, commonly known in Russian as Bakgorisполком. Together with the Baku Party Committee, it developed the economic significance of the Caspian metropolis. From 1922 to 1930, Baku was the venue for one of the major trade fairs of the Soviet Union, serving as a commercial bridgehead to Iran in the Middle East. World War II. Baku's growing importance as a major energy hub remained in sight of the major powers. During World War II and the Nazi German invasion of the southwestern Soviet Union, Baku had become of vital strategic importance. In fact, capturing the oil fields of Baku was one of the ultimate goals of Operation Edelweiss, carried out between May and November 1942. However, the German army's closest approach to Baku was no closer than some 530 kilometers northwest of Baku in November 1942, falling far short of the city's capture before being driven back during the Soviet Operation Little Saturn in mid-December 1942. Fall of the Soviet Union. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union, Baku embarked on a process of restructuring on a scale unseen in its history. Thousands of buildings from Soviet period were demolished to make way for a green belt on its shores. Parks and gardens were built on the land reclaimed by filling up the beaches of the Baku Bay. Improvements were made in the general cleaning, maintenance, and garbage collection, and these services are now at Western European standards. The city is growing dynamically and developing at full speed on an east-west axis along the shores of the Caspian Sea. Geography. Baku is situated on the western coast of Caspian Sea. In the vicinity of the city there are a number of mud volcanoes and salt lakes. Climate. Baku has a subtropical semi-arid climate with warm and dry summers, cool and occasionally wet winters, and strong winds all year long. However, unlike many other cities with this climate, Baku does not see extremely hot summers. This is largely because of its northerly latitude and the fact that it is located on a peninsula on the shore of the Caspian Sea. Baku and the Absheron Peninsula on which it is situated, is the most arid part of Azerbaijan a year. The majority of the light annual precipitation occurs in seasons other than summer, but none of these months are particularly wet. During Soviet times, Baku with its long hours of sunshine and dry healthy climate, was a vacation destination where citizens could enjoy beaches or relax in now dilapidated spa complexes overlooking the Caspian Sea. The city's past as a Soviet industrial center has left it as one of the most polluted cities in the world. At the same time, Baku is noted as a very windy city throughout the year, hence the city's nickname the City of Winds, and gale force winds, The cold northern wind Khazri and the warm southern wind Gilivar are typical here in all seasons. Indeed, the city is renowned for its fierce winter snowstorms and harsh winds. The speed of the Khazri sometimes reaches 144 kph, which can cause damage to crops, trees and roof tiles. The daily mean temperature in July and August averages 26.4 degrees Celsius, and there is very little rainfall during that season. During summer the Khazri sweeps through, bringing desired coolness. Winter is cool and occasionally wet, with the daily mean temperature in January and February averaging 4.3 degrees Celsius. During winter the Khazri sweeps through, driven by polar air masses. Temperatures on the coast frequently drop below freezing and make it feel bitterly cold. Winter snowstorms are occasional. Snow usually melts within a few days after each snowfall. The average annual temperature in Baku and that of the Earth differ by less than 0.1 degrees Celsius, it is 14.2 degrees Celsius. Administrative divisions. Today, Baku is divided into 12 raions and 5 settlements of city type. The mayor, presently Hajibullah Butalibov, embodies the executive power of the city. Demographics. Until 1988 Baku had very large Russian, Armenian, and Jewish populations which contributed to cultural diversity and added in various ways to Baku's history. With the onset of the Karabakh War and the pogrom against Armenians starting in January 1990, the city's large Armenian population was expelled. Under communism, the Soviets took over the majority of Jewish property in Baku and Kibar. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Azerbaijani President Haidar Aliyev returned several synagogues and a Jewish college, nationalized by the Soviets, to the Jewish community. He encouraged the restoration of these buildings and is well liked by the Jews of Azerbaijan. Renovation has begun on 7 of the original 11 synagogues, including the Gila Synagogue, built in 1896, and the large Kruwe Synagogue. Ethnic groups. Today the vast majority of the population of Baku are ethnic Azerbaijanis. The intensive growth of the population started in the middle of the 19th century when Baku was a small town with a population of about 7,000 people. The population increased again from about 13,000 in the 1860s to 112,000 in 1897 and 215,000 in 1913, making Baku the largest city in the Caucasus region. Baku has been a cosmopolitan city at certain times during its history, meaning ethnic Azerbaijanis did not constitute the majority of population. In 2003 Baku additionally had 153,400 internally displaced persons and 93,400 refugees. Religion. The urban landscape of Baku is shaped by many communities. The religion with the largest community of followers is Islam. The majority of the Muslims are Shia Muslims, and the Republic of Azerbaijan has the second highest Shia population percentage in the world after Iran. Zoroastrianism had a long history in Azerbaijan, evident in sites such as the Fire Temple of Baku or ceremonies like Nowruz, along with Manichaean. The city's notable mosques include Juma Mosque, Bibi Haybat Mosque, Muhammad Mosque and Tazapa Mosque. There are some other faiths practiced among the different ethnic groups within the country. By Article 48 of its constitution, Azerbaijan is a secular state and ensures religious freedom. Religious minorities include Russian Orthodox Christians, Catholic Levantines, Ashkenazi Jews and Sufi Muslims. Economy. Baku's largest industry is petroleum, and its petroleum exports make it a large contributor to Azerbaijan's balance of payments. The existence of petroleum has been known since the 8th century. In the 10th century, the Arabian traveler, Marudi, reported that both white and black oil were being extracted naturally from Baku. By the 15th century, oil for lamps was obtained from hand-dug surface wells. Commercial exploitation began in 1872, and by the beginning of the 20th century the Baku oil fields were the largest in the world. Towards the end of the 20th century much of the onshore petroleum had been exhausted, and drilling had extended into the sea offshore. By the end of the 19th century skilled workers and specialists flocked to Baku. By 1900 the city had more than 3,000 oil wells, of which 2,000 were producing oil at industrial levels. Baku ranked as one of the largest centers for the production of oil industry equipment before World War II. The World War II Battle of Stalingrad was fought to determine who would have control of the Baku oil fields. 50 years before the battle, Baku produced half of the world's oil supply. Currently the oil economy of Baku is undergoing a resurgence, with the development of the massive Azeri-Karaganishli field, development of the Shah Deniz gas field, the expansion of the Sancakçıl terminal and the construction of the BTC pipeline. The Baku Stock Exchange is Azerbaijan's largest stock exchange, and largest in the Caucasian region by market capitalization. A relatively large number of transnational companies are headquartered in Baku. One of the more prominent institutions headquartered in Baku is the International Bank of Azerbaijan, which is run by Dr. Jahangir Hajiv and employs over 1,000 people. International banks with branches in Baku include HSBC, Socia Copyright TAR Copyright GAR Copyright NAR Copyright Rail and Credit Suisse. Tourism and shopping. Baku is one of the most important tourist destinations in the Caucasus, with hotels in the city earning €7 million in 2009. Many sizable world hotel chains have a presence in the city. Baku has many popular tourist and entertainment spots, such as the downtown Fountain Square, the 1,000 Nights Beach, Shaikov Beach and Oil Rocks. Baku's vicinities feature Yana Dag, an ever-blazing spot of natural gas. On September 2, 2010, with the inauguration of National Flag Square, Baku became home to the world's tallest flagpole, according to the Guinness Book of Records. However, on May 24, 2011 Baku lost this record by just 3 m to the city of Dushanbe in Tajikistan. Baku has several shopping malls. The most famous city center malls are Park Boulevard, Metro Park, 28 Mall, Aegon City and AF Mall. The retail areas contain shops from chain stores up to high-end boutiques. The city is listed 48th in the 2011 list of the most expensive cities in the world conducted by the Mercer Human Resource Consulting. Its Nizami Street is one of the most expensive streets in the world. Culture. The city has many amenities that offer a wide range of cultural activities, drawing both from a rich local dramatic portfolio and an international repertoire. It also boasts many museums such as Baku Museum of Modern Art and Azerbaijan State Museum of History, most notably featuring historical artifacts and art. Many of the city's cultural sites were celebrated in 2009 when Baku was designated an Islamic culture capital. Baku was also chosen to host the Eurovision Dance Contest 2010. Among Baku's prestigious cultural venues are Azerbaijan State Philharmonic Hall, Azerbaijan State Academic Opera and Ballet Theatre. The main movie theatre is Azerbaijan Cinema. Festivals include the Baku International Film Festival, Baku International Jazz Festival, Novruz Festival, Garwan Quarter El Bayrama Plus or Minus and the National Theatre Festival. International and local exhibitions are presented at the Baku Expo Center. Architecture. Baku has wildly varying architecture, ranging from the old city core to modern buildings and the spacious layout of the Baku port. Many of the city's most impressive buildings were built during the early 20th century, when architectural elements of the European styles were combined in eclectic style. Baku thus has an original and unique appearance, earning it a reputation as the Paris of the East. Late modern and postmodern architecture began to appear in the early 2000s. With economic development, old buildings such as Atlant House were raised to make way for new ones. Buildings with all-glass shells have appeared around the city, the most prominent examples being the Azerbaijan Tower, Haydar Aliyev Cultural Center, Flame Towers, Baku Crystal Hall, Baku White City and SOCAR Tower. These projects also caught the attention of international media as notable programs such as Discovery Channel's Extreme Engineering did pieces focusing in on changes to the city. The Old City of Baku, also known as the Walled City of Baku, refers to the ancient Baku settlement. Most of the walls and towers, strengthened after the Russian conquest in 1806, survived. This section is picturesque, with its maze of narrow alleys and ancient buildings, The cobbled streets pass the palace of the Shirvanshahs, two caravanserais, the baths and the Juma Mosque. The Old Town core also had dozens of small mosques, often without any particular sign to distinguish them as such. In 2003, UNESCO placed the inner city on the list of World Heritage in danger, citing damage from a November 2000 earthquake, poor conservation as well as dubious restoration efforts. Parks and gardens. Baku has large sections of greenery either preserved by the national government or designated as green zones. The city, however, continues to lack a green belt development as economic activity pours into the capital, resulting in massive housing projects along the suburbs. Baku Boulevard is a pedestrian promenade that runs parallel to Baku's seafront. The boulevard contains an amusement park, yacht club, musical fountain, statues and monuments. The park is popular with dog walkers and joggers, and is convenient for tourists. It is adjacent to the newly built International Center of Mugam and the musical fountain. Other prominent parks and gardens include Haydar Aliyev Park, Samad Vurgun Park, Narimanov Park, Alley of Honor and the Fountain Square. The Martyrs Lane, formerly the Kirov Park, is dedicated to the memory of those who lost their lives during the Nagorno-Karabakh War and also to the 137 people killed on Black January. Nightlife. Baku boasts a vibrant nightlife. Many clubs that are open until dawn can be found throughout the city. Clubs with an Eastern flavor provide special treats from the cuisine of Azerbaijan along with local music. Western-style clubs target younger, more energetic crowds. Most of the public houses and bars are located near Fountain Square and are usually open until the early hours of the morning. Baku is home to restaurants catering to every cuisine and occasion. Restaurants range from luxurious and expensive to ordinary and affordable. In the Lonely Planet 1000 Ultimate Experiences, Baku placed 8th among the top 10 party cities in the world. Music and media. The music scene in Baku can be traced back to ancient times and villages of Baku, generally revered as the fountainhead of Mykonos and Mugam in the Azerbaijan. In recent years, the success of Azerbaijani performers such as Isel, Farid Mammadov, Sabina Babayeva, Safura, Elmir Kortasinov and Arash in the Eurovision Song Contest has significantly boosted the profile of the Baku music scene, prompting international attention. Following the victory of Azerbaijan's representative Eldar Nigar at the Eurovision Song Contest 2011, Baku hosted the Eurovision Song Contest 2012. 2005 was a landmark in the development of Azerbaijani jazz in the city. It's been home to legendary jazz musicians like Baji Mustafazadeh, Aziza Mustafazadeh, Rafiq Babayev and Rain Sultanov. Among Baku's prominent annual fairs and festivals is Baku International Jazz Festival, which features some of the world's most identifiable jazz names. Baku also has a thriving international center of Mugam, which is located in Baku Boulevard, Gulistan Palace and Buta Palace, one of the principal performing arts centers and music venues in the city. The majority of Azerbaijan's media companies are headquartered in Baku. The films The World Is Not Enough and The Diamond Arm are set in the city, while Amphibian Man includes several scenes filmed in Old City. Out of the city's radio stations ANSCHM, Iktimai Radio, Radio Anten, Berk FM, and Lido FM Jazz are some of the more influential competitors with large national audiences. ANSCHM was one of the first private and independent FM radio broadcasting service in the Caucasus and Central Asia regions when it was established in May 1994. Some of the most influential Baku newspapers include the Daily Zaman, Bakinsky Raboshi, Echo and the English-language Baku Today. Baku is also featured in the Battlefield 4's Gameplay mission. Sports. Baku will host a Formula One race through the city streets starting in 2016. Since 2002, Baku has hosted 36 major sporting events and selected to host the 2015 European Games. Baku is also to host the 4th edition of the Islamic Solidarity Games in 2017. Baku is also one of world's leading chess centers, having produced famous grandmasters like Timur Rajabov, Vuba Gashimov, Garry Kasparov, and Rauf Mammadov, as well as the arbiter Faik Hasanov. The city also annually hosts the international tournaments such as Baku Chess Grand Prix, President's Cup, Baku Open and currently bidding to host 42nd Chess Olympiad in 2014. First-class sporting facilities were built for the indoor games, including the Palace of Hand Games and Hyder Aliyev Sports and Exhibition Complex. It hosted many sporting events, including FIFA U17 Women's World Cup, Rhythmic Gymnastics European Championships in 2007 and 2009, 2005 World Rhythmic Gymnastics Championships, 2007 FILA Wrestling World Championships and 2010 European Wrestling Championships, 2011 World Amateur Boxing Championships, 2009 Women's Challenge Cup and European Taekwondo Championships in 2007. Since 2011 the city annually hosts WTA tennis event called Baku Cup. In 2012, City Challenge GmbH brought its first motorsports event to the city. The Synergy Baku cycling project participates in the Tour d'Azerbaijan, a 2.2 multi-stage bicycle race on the UCI Europe Tour. Baku made a bid to host the 2016 Summer Olympics and later made a bid for the 2020 Summer Olympics. However, Baku failed to become a candidate city both times. The largest sport hub in the city is Tofik Bahraimov Stadium with 31,200 seating capacity. The city's three main football clubs are Neftchi Baku, FC Baku and Inter Baku, of whom first has 8 Premier League titles, making Neftchi the most successful Azerbaijani football club. Baku also has several clubs in the Premier and regional leagues, including AZAL and Ravan Baku in Premier League. The Baku Olympic Stadium, a planned 65,000-seat football stadium, is currently under construction and will be based on bä'cŭ settlement. In the Azerbaijan Women's Volleyball Super League, Baku is represented by Rabita Baku, Azerbaycan Baku, Lokomotiv Baku and İktisadi Baku. Transport. Throughout history the transport system of Baku used the now defunct horsecars, trams and narrow-gauge railways. As of 2011, 1,000 black cabs are ordered by Baku Taxi Company, and as part of a program originally announced by the Transport Ministry of Azerbaijan, there is a plan to introduce London cabs into Baku. The move was part of a £16 million agreement between Manganese Bronze and Baku Taxi Company. Local transport includes the Baku Metro, a rapid transit system notable for its art, murals, mosaics and ornate chandeliers. Baku Metro was opened in November 1967 and includes 23 stations at present. 170 million people used Baku Metro over the past 5 years. In 2008, the chief of the Baku Metro, Ayar Maidov, announced plans to construct 41 new stations over the next 17 years. These will serve the new bus complex as well as the international airport. Plans are afoot to introduce a single smart card for payment on all types of city transport. The metro is now the only form of transport in Baku to use any type of card-based fare payment system. Baku's central railway station is the terminus for national and international rail links to the city. The Kaza Euro-Tbilisi-Euro-Baku Railway, which will directly connect Turkey, Georgia and Azerbaijan, began to be constructed in 2007 and is scheduled for completion in 2013. The completed branch will connect Baku with Tbilisi in Georgia, and from there trains will continue to Akhalkaliki, and Kars in Turkey. Sea transport is vital for Baku, as the city is practically surrounded by the Caspian Sea to the east. Shipping services operate regularly from Baku across the Caspian Sea to Turkmenbashi in Turkmenistan and to Bandar Anzali and Bandar Nazhar in Iran. The commuter ferries, along with the high-speed catamaran Seabus, also form the main connection between the city and the Absheron Peninsula. The Baku port was founded in 1902 and since then has been the largest Caspian Sea port. It has 6 facilities: the main cargo terminal, the container terminal, the ferry terminal, the oil terminal, the passenger terminal and the port fleet terminal. The port's throughput capacity reaches 15 million tons of liquid bulk and up to 10 million tons of dry cargoes. Beginning in 2010, the Baku International Sea Trade Port is being reconstructed. The construction will take place in 3 stages and will be completed by 2016. The estimated costs are $400 million. From April to November, the Baku port is accessible to ships loading cargoes for direct voyages from Western European and Mediterranean ports. The state road M1 and the European route E60 are the two main motorway connections between Europe and Azerbaijan. The motorway network around Baku is well developed and is constantly being extended. The Haydar Aliyev International Airport is the only commercial airport serving Baku. The new Baku cargo terminal was officially opened in March 2005. It was constructed to be a major cargo hub in the CIS countries and is actually now one of the biggest and most technically advanced in the region. There are also several smaller military air bases near Baku, such as Baku Kul Air Base, intended for private aircraft, helicopters and charters. Education. Baku hosts many universities, junior colleges and vocational schools. Baku State University, the first established university in Azerbaijan, was opened in 1919 by the government of the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic. In the early years of the Soviet era, Baku already had Azerbaijan State Oil Academy, Azerbaijan Medical University and Azerbaijan State Economic University. In the post-WWII period, a few more universities were established, such as Azerbaijan Technical University, Azerbaijan University of Languages and the Azerbaijan Architecture and Construction University. After 1991, when Azerbaijan gained independence from the Soviet Union, the fall of communism led to the development of a number of private institutions, including Kayves University and Kazar University, which are currently considered the most prestigious academic institutions. Apart from the private universities, the government established the Academy of Public Administration, the Azerbaijan Diplomatic Academy and various military academies. The largest universities according to the student population are Baku State University and Azerbaijan State Economic University. In addition, there are the Baku Music Academy and the Azerbaijan National Conservatoire in Baku, established in early 1920s. Publicly run kindergartens and elementary schools are operated by local wards or municipal offices. The Azerbaijan National Academy of Sciences, the main state research organization in Azerbaijan, is located in Baku as well. Moreover, Baku has numerous libraries, many of which contain vast collections of historic documents from the Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman and Soviet periods, as well as from other civilizations of the past. The most important libraries in terms of historic document collections include the Nizami Museum of Azerbaijan Literature, the National Library of Azerbaijan, the Mtsil Akbar Central Library, the Samad Vurgun Library and the Baku Presidential Library. Healthcare. The city has many public and private hospitals, clinics and laboratories within its bounds and numerous medical research centers. Many of these facilities have high-technology equipment, which has contributed to the recent upsurge in medical tourism to Baku, particularly from post-Soviet countries such as Georgia and Moldova, whose governments send lower-income patients to the city for inexpensive high-tech medical treatments and operations. Notable residents. Because of its intermittent periods of great prosperity as well as being the largest city in the Caucasus and one of the most ethnically and culturally diverse in the Soviet Union, Baku prides itself on having produced a disproportionate number of notable figures in the sciences, arts and other fields. Some of the houses they resided in display commemorative plaques. Some of the many prestigious residents include Academy Award winners Rustam Ibrahimbayevov and Vladimir Menshov, one of the founders and head of the Soviet space program Kerim Kerimov, Nobel Prize winner and physicist Lev Landau, and famous musicians such as Gara Gurayev, Azeri Hajibeyov, Muslim Magomedov, Vaji Mustafazadeh and Alim Kazimov. World-famous cellist Mstislav Rostropovich was born and raised in Baku, as was world-famous chess player, Garry Kasparov. International relations. Twin towns and sister cities. Baku is twinned with, in chronological order, partner cities, Aberdeen, Scotland, Mainz, Germany, Stavanger, Norway. Partnership relations also exist at different levels with Berlin, Paris, Vienna, Tbilisi, Astana, Minsk, Moscow, Volgograd, Kyzyl, Tashkent and Shund. Gallery. See also, Administrative divisions of Azerbaijan, Ganja, list of cities in Azerbaijan, Manashiva, Nakhchivan, Sumgate, references. External links, UNESCO ICOMOS. Joint UNESCO ICOMOS mission to the walled city of Baku. UNESCO ICOMOS Baku's profile at the Organization of World Heritage Cities website, UNESCO World Heritage Site listing walled city of Baku, photos of Baku.